All right, so I got some Marvel stuff to go over with all of you. I wanted to start with Shang-Chi and talk about the movie real quick. I did finally get a chance to see it, and I thought it was honestly a 5 out of 10. Wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. It really just felt like it was just going through the motions, not really any woke stuff. I know a lot of people were saying that Shang-Chi's sister was a big part of the movie. I didn't really think that she was overstepping him very much. The movie just wasn't really that great. Now, I don't think it was terrible, but there were no risks, nothing. Like, it wasn't risky at all. It was just kind of a regular Marvel movie. I don't know if that's good or bad. After watching The Suicide Squad, I'd like to see some risks, something different. And if you're just going to keep making generic movie after generic movie, eventually, just people are going to get tired of that. I don't believe that this is the highest rated audience score legitimately for this movie. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. I would give the movie a 5 out of 10. If you just want to go watch it, I mean, maybe you'll like it more than I did. But for me, the coolest stuff in this movie was the bus fight and when they fought on the side of the building in China. Other than that, I just was kind of bored a lot of the times in the movie, to be honest. That's my honest opinion on it. I would say it's a 5 out of 10. Maybe you'll like it a little bit more. But yeah, that's my little mini review. Now, when I was there and watching the movie, I thought this was interesting. So that movie was totally tailor-made for China. I don't know a lot about Chinese legends and mythology, but that movie was totally 100% tailored for China. It looks like they took a lot of Chinese mythology and planted it in the movie. I could be wrong with that, but they really wanted this to release there, and it's now looking unlikely. Eternals is up in the air, and that's because of the director of the movie. I believe she said some anti-CCP type comments and how better her life is in America. That's going to hurt that movie getting released there, by the way. Shang-Chi not getting released there, no matter how well it did here, is a disaster for Marvel. Because if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The movie was tailor-made for them. It was meant to be released there so that they could rake in the Chinese box office money. And, if anything, this shows you why doing that is dangerous, because they can just say, nope, we don't want your movie here. And it's not going to get released. Now, the movie did good last week. How is it going to do this weekend? There's not really any competition, so I would say it'll probably do fairly okay. How it does next weekend, I think Dune comes out. Does that come out next weekend or in October? I don't really 100% remember, but until Dune comes out, there's not really anything standing in this movie's way. So I do think it's going to probably bring in a decent little box office, but it could have made more if it had released in China. And apparently the reason that it's not going to be released in China is because of some stuff that Simu Liu himself has said. This is according to Deadline. From a 2017 interview, which resurfaced this week and has made waves on Chinese social media. In a 2017 interview with the CBC, the Canadian-born actor referenced his parents telling him conditions under communist rule and referring to China as a third world country where people were dying of starvation. And, well, they don't take too kindly for that. And that means a sequel to this movie likely won't get released in China either. So, this all goes back to something I've talked about plenty of times on videos on my channel. Stop letting your talent say stupid shit on social media and in interviews. His comments now screwed Marvel out of money that they could have made there, and they would have probably made a decent amount of money there. I don't think that they would have made that much because I've seen comments from I've covered this in a video. The people over there didn't have very kind comments to say about him, and they also found the movie kind of offensive. So I don't know. Just talk about really screwing things up there. So uh, Chloe Zhao of Eternals, she said some stuff as well. They've got that in here, and I don't think that Eternals is going to get released there either. Eternals, I don't even want to predict their box office either, by the way, because you never know. I think that movie is going to have a lot of problems. One thing that Shang-Chi had going for it was the villain of the movie was much better than recent villains in Marvel movies. I like that. This is one of the reasons I liked Black Panther, because there was a good villain in Black Panther. A lot of Marvel movies suffer from having just very underdeveloped, shitty villain. And how the hell are they going to develop a good villain for Eternals when they have 10 characters that they need to develop? Oh man! Not to mention that it looks bland and boring. We'll see, but what a disaster. So both of those movies likely going to lose out on that money. I want to shift gears now, and I want to talk about Marvel comic books. Now, I touched on this on a live stream last week. Immortal Hulk was a pretty successful comic book for Marvel Comics. Did pretty good. It wasn't a massive hit. Well, it was actually at the start. It did really damn good. And then around issue 25, the book got completely political. I don't know if that changed, but for like 25 issues, the book was great. Despite Al Ewing kind of being an ass on social media, going after customers and blocking people with block bots, the book was good. And then around 25 issues, he could have easily taught a seminar on how to lose half of your audience, because that book did. It went from selling like, I think, I'm kind of just going off the top of my head. I think it was selling around 80,000 issues an issue. It dropped down to around maybe 30 to 40,000 issues. And he kept that half of the audience all the way through, which I think, I can't confirm this because of the way things have changed with the way they distribute comics anymore. But for the most part, for an American comic book, this did pretty good. Now, the reason I'm talking about this book is to kind of call it the hypocrisy of not just Al Ewing, but now Marvel Comics. So Joe Bennett, the artist of the book, apparently back in 2017, he made a pretty offensive political art piece that he made. I don't want to show you the whole piece here because I'm not sure how YouTube would take it. I don't think it's that crazy, but I'll describe it. It's basically, I'm guessing, the political candidate of his choice from his country, and the guy is on a horse holding a sword, and he looks like he's getting ready to behead a bunch of that man's political opponents. Now, you could say that the characters are looking kind of stereotypical of a Jewish person. Now, the thing that I'm wanting to press here, okay, I don't know if this is or not. I'm not debating this. Joe Bennett said nothing while Al Ewing was shitting on customers, but I'm also against cancel culture. Either way, or any way you slice this political cartoon that he drew came out in 2017. The comic book industry loves to kind of police everybody. They knew this happened in 2017. They just never said anything. And what's interesting to me is they sat on this. Al Ewing admits that he knew about it and never said anything. But when Al Ewing distanced himself from Joe Bennett? When the books run that they worked together was over. He waited till all 50 issues of Immortal Hulk ended. Then, okay, well, now that our hit comic book is over, I'll go ahead and say I'll never work with Joe Bennett again. Now we're done, Joe Bennett. Now I'm severing ties from you. And Marvel now has severed ties from Joe Bennett. According to Games Radar, Games Radar reports that a Marvel spokesman told them Bennett will not be working on any future Marvel projects. To that end, Bennett was relieved of his duties for the upcoming Timeless #1. It's just funny to me. They had a hit comic. They wait till it's over. They wait till it's completely over. Now we're going to distance ourselves from Joe Bennett. The hypocrisy of that. And nobody's calling it out. Nobody in the media says, oh, good. They're going to do it now. They didn't do it when they knew about it before, and I know they did. You know they did. These people will find a tweet that you put out 25 years ago. I'm exaggerating that, but they will find, if you drew or you said something, you could put it into a rock in the middle of the woods. Some weirdo from Twitter would find it, and they would go and show it to everybody. So they knew this was going around. Now, I don't know if somebody weaponized it recently or what, or maybe whatever. These people are all snakes. They all stab each other in the back. But it's just funny to me that they wait until this book is completely done to fire the man. Okay, well, you're not making us money anymore. Bye. Why didn't you do it 10 issues ago? Why didn't you do it 20 issues ago? You wait till it's over completely? But they're so principled, everybody. They're so principled over at Marvel. Man, this company, man, this is why I don't buy any more of their comics. I buy one. It's Amazing Spider-Man. And once Nick Spencer leaves that book, I might quit reading that. Fine. That's the hardest one to quit because I've been reading Amazing Spider-Man for a long, long time, decades. But I'm ready to walk away from Marvel Comics completely. Still reading some DC Comics, but man, this company, I can't take them anymore with their bullshit. I really can't. Anyway, Marvel, man, I don't know what they're doing. Shang-Chi, Eternals, not going to get any of that China money. And once again, Marvel Comics proving themselves to be the most hypocritical piles of trash in the comic book industry. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.